You're listening to the Passionate Proof podcast, where we bring you empowering episodes on manifestation, mindset, and so much more to discover, find, or fuel your passion. I'm your host, Ellie Hendricks, and my mission is to enable you to be the proof to your passion and make it your paycheck. Welcome back to the Passionate Proof podcast. I'm your host, Ellie, and today I am chatting with Brittney Mulquin about her health and fitness journey. Brittney has been involved in the health and fitness industry for about 4 years and has experienced many life lessons along the way. We chat about her journey in becoming confident within herself, starting her own side hustle, and now about to take the leap of faith in doing her own PT full-time in the space of her own home. I am so proud of how far Brittney has come and cannot wait for you to listen to today's episode. So let's get straight into it. Brittney, welcome to the Passionate Proof podcast. I cannot wait to dive into today's episode.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for letting me record in your house. I cannot believe you own a house at 20 years old. How long have you lived here for?
I've lived here since the end of January, so yeah, about 5 months now.
Love it. That's so cool. And you're 21 next week, so
yes,
that's even more exciting.
A week today.
Yeah. So for the listeners who don't know who you are, could you just give us a little insight to the life of Brittney?
Yeah, okay. This is an interesting question. I love it. Insight to Brittney. I guess I'm a lover of health and fitness. For me, I left school and I got into fitness in that grade 12 point. So before that, you would not find me doing sport or anything. I was not sporty at all growing up. But yeah, then I really got into health and fitness kind of around grade 12 and had my own transformation and went through a lot of ups and downs and challenges, obviously, which everyone goes through. But I learned so much, and that's what ignited my spark to want to help other people as well become the best version of themselves. Yeah, to sum me up, love all things health and fitness, have been on my own journey, have been in the fitness industry for, going on 4 years now. And there's been plenty of highs and lows, but loved every second of it, every second of learning and connecting with other people. And that's brought me to where I am now, starting my own business. Delving into that. So
love it. That's so exciting. I cannot wait to hear a little bit more about those, things I guess you've achieved in those couple of years. So as this is the Passionate Proof podcast, something I ask all my guests is, what are you passionate about or passionately working towards?
Beautiful. So something I'm passionate about, probably like you just heard in that last question, is helping other people become the best version of themselves and really learning to accept themselves for who they are and embrace who they are as well, because I truly believe these days so many people either don't know who they are or they're not proud of who they are, which I think is such a massive thing, to be able to come to terms with being okay and accepting your flaws and knowing that you're not perfect and no one's perfect, but being okay with who you are and embracing who you are and being confident in yourself. So that's definitely what I'm passionate about, and passionately working towards is just being the best version of me every day, because I know to help other people become the best version of themselves, I need to be the best version of me. So working on myself, every single day is what I'm passionate about.
I love that. That's so powerful. You also have a podcast. You've just recently started about a couple of months ago. And you recorded an episode about being your best friend. What is your top tips in being your own best friend? People who struggle with self-acceptance and their confidence and stuff like that, what would you recommend for them?
So I think the whole kind of theme around being your own best friend, that podcast episode, was learning to be okay with spending time by yourself, because I think a lot of people these days don't know how to be alone, and it's not a bad thing, because people will become so used to being either with a friend all the time or with their family or with a partner. But when they are by themselves, that's when it's quiet and it's silent, and that's when people overthink or become insecure because they're just alone with their thoughts. So I guess my biggest tip for kind of being your own best friend is just taking little steps towards being okay being by yourself. So for me, when I first started spending time by myself, going from like a job where I was around people all the time to then leaving that job and being on my own quite often, was I did activities at first. So I was still by myself, but I wasn't alone sitting with my own thoughts. So I would go to the movies or go somewhere and study or do my work. So then I was still around people, but I was still in my own bubble, spending time with myself. And eventually I actually just started enjoying doing things on my own away from people as well. So now I can happily just stay at home and literally clean my house. And to me, that's time to me, and that really fills my cup up. So I guess it's so different for everyone, but my number one tip would be, it takes time, little bits at a time. But yeah, definitely take yourself out on a date or like a day out, do something for you. Even if it's around other people, doing it by yourself will give you that confidence that it's okay to be by yourself at times. So that's
definitely. Tip. I love that. And just enjoying your own company. Like you don't need other people to make you happy. You can do whatever, I guess, you want in your own space to make you bring out that happiness inside of you.
Absolutely.
I love that. So we chatted a little bit off air, but you are a PT and have now opened up your garage into a space where you can train people just one-on-one at the moment. So when did this start, and how has this always been something you wanted to do?
Yeah, so what I said at the start, it definitely was something I never intended to do. Like, was not sporty at all growing up. But like I mentioned, in grade 12, I got into training, had my own sort of transformation. But for me, looking back on it now, it wasn't the transformation I wanted to have when I first got into fitness. But at the time, obviously, you're so happy you've lost weight. It's amazing. But yeah, in perspective and hindsight, looking back on that now, I went about it all the wrong ways, overtraining, under-eating, just not fueling my body. So I guess what made me so passionate to actually want to get into the industry to help other people is to be able to, educate others and inspire others to, actually fuel their body and train because they love it and they want to become stronger, not to be skinnier and feel hungry all the time. So that's where my passion definitely, sparked from. And so, I started at my first job in the fitness industry at the start of 2018. And then I was there until the end of 2020. So I was there for quite a long time, worked my way up from the bottom. I started doing, just like learning, not even taking sessions or anything. I was too scared to even get out on the floor. I then started taking sessions. After I'd been there a few months, I was the longest standing trainer. So then I started teaching other trainers that were coming in the ropes and showing them how to do things. And then from there, I got a management role as well. So I worked my way up. And then, from there, decided I wanted to put all the stuff that I'd learned from working within that business into my own business, which is, now I've started my own business working from my home. So I've set up my own little gym. And, I get to work with girls now that are very much like me. So I can actually inspire them and show them and educate them the right way of doing things, so then they don't have to learn the hard way they're going through.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. It's so inspiring to see how far you've come from, I guess, when we went to school together, and just how much you've grown as a person and like developed so much knowledge in that health and fitness space. It's really inspirational. I love it. Everyone goes through things, and I definitely reckon. I would also like to chat about your journey. I remember seeing somewhere, maybe it was an Instagram post or something, you took a 6-month break off social media.
Yes.
Can you touch on your experience and the benefits of doing this? Because I could only imagine like how incredible it was for your mental health.
Yeah, it was so amazing. And it was, to be honest, it was very hard at the start, especially when social media, you have so many connections on there. I just left my job. So obviously I was wanting to stay in touch with everyone, but I knew long-term, going off social media and actually having that detox was going to be the best thing for me.
Yes.
The main reason I did so was because I was just basically addicted to social media. Obviously, working in the fitness industry, doing marketing, connecting with the actual clients, posting on social media, everything like that. I was on my phone like all day, every day. To then step away from that job, I still felt the need to be on it because I wanted to see what everyone was doing and all of that sort of thing. So I made the decision to go off social media, which, like I said, was very hard. I ended up just deleting the apps because I was like, if they're sitting there, I'm just going to mindless scroll. There were times where I still jumped on and had a bit of a look at people's stories or like put a story up. But in terms of kind of posting about what I was up to and like on my actual feed, I just, didn't do it for like 6 months purely because I was just like, just enjoying my life right now. I don't feel the need to publicize that and post about it everywhere.
Wow.
And it became towards the end of it, before I went on that break, it was like a chore. Like I felt like I had to post on my social media. So I wanted to post because I wanted to, not because I felt like I had to.
Yeah.
So I think doing that, having that break was amazing. The benefits were just incredible. And it ties a lot into actually becoming my own best friend and learning to be by myself. Because if you're sitting at home by yourself, but you're scrolling on social media, you're not really by yourself. You're just sitting in like a world of people online. So I think to me that was like tied in together. My biggest growth with actually learning to be alone and focusing on myself and looking after myself stemmed from not having social media to turn back to when I was like sitting there at night and started overthinking. Like I didn't have social media to scroll through. Like I literally had to sit there and be okay with my thoughts and learn to accept them and overcome them, rather than just using Instagram and Facebook to hide and like it's like a band-aid really.
Yeah. And you're in a trap.
Yeah.
You honestly are in a trap. It's so addictive. Like you go on without even really doing it. You just click on Instagram, you just start scrolling through and you're like, oh my gosh, it's been half an hour. Like I don't get that time back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you would have had so much time to, work on yourself. Yeah. And it would have been so good. And I recommend it for anyone out there who is just in that trap. Like take time away from your phone and don't worry about other people's lives, because they're doing their own thing. Like you worry about yourself and I guess what you want to achieve, and everyone is, busy doing their life. And obviously Instagram, Facebook is a highlight reel. Like there are some people out there who are actually starting to really put on like the negative stuff, or not the negative stuff, sorry, like the bad stuff, which makes it a more, what's the right word? Like a more accepting platform in a way. So that I guess not everyone, but the people posting about it, no one's perfect. It shows their followers that it's amazing. Like taking even just a day or two off to really just get in tune with yourself, getting out in nature, like it's so beneficial.
Absolutely. And I think even when you're scrolling on social media, whether you're conscious of it or not, it's not just like the time consuming or like the time wasting. It's like you viewing other people, whether you realize it, you're like comparing yourself to them, or whether that be like the way they look or how far ahead they are than you, or whatever you perceive to be. But there's just so many, not negatives, but that's just the reality of what happens. And I'll never say that social media is a bad thing, but it's definitely being aware that, like you said, it is the highlight reel, and not everything is what it is. So being aware of that as well. And like you said, the accounts that are making it a safe space are really important. And I love seeing that kind of positivity and realness on social media. The
honesty. And I guess what you see is what you consume. As soon as you see something, like you said, you start comparing yourself. And everyone is in a different part of their lives. Don't think you have to, I guess, do something because the person you saw on Instagram is doing it. I think that's where people get into that, I guess, trap, or they just get really lost in themselves and in other people's lives, where they just lose that tune with what they actually want to do and what they want to pursue and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that was really interesting. I love that insight. Let's dive deep into confidence. How have you, I guess, grown to be more confident with yourself? Being in the health and fitness industry, it can be hard, I guess, when you're comparing yourself to others, especially on social media again. But can you touch on how you build up your self-confidence, and are you a confident person? And
okay. I guess confidence for me, I've always related confidence to being like how you look. Like I've always felt, the better I look, the more confident I'll be, which is not right at all. But I feel like that's what so many people relate confidence to. Like once I lose weight, I'll be more confident, or once I put my makeup on, I'll be more confident. So I guess the biggest realization for me was confidence comes within. It doesn't matter what the heck you look like or what kind of makeup you have on. If you still aren't confident, you're not confident. So I think for me, the biggest thing that actually has helped me improve my confidence was a massive journey on kind of self-worth and knowing my value. And like we spoke about before recording this, the kind of experience I've had in the fitness industry with being undervalued, working for free, all of that sort of thing. After going through that and then reflecting and realizing my worth, I think that's been the biggest factor in actually improving my confidence, because it's like, no, I actually do know what I'm talking about. I'm helping people each day.
Yeah.
That's what gives me the confidence. It will never be, oh, once I lose 5 more kilos, I'll be more confident. It's like, you can think that, but then once you lose 5 kilos and then you still don't have that confidence that you think you're going to have, then what? So I think that's the biggest thing. And that's what I always tell my clients. Like, I get so many girls come to me and they always say, oh, I just want to lose 10 kilos. So I'm always like, great. Why? Because if you don't know why you're doing something, then you're never going to achieve it to the full extent. And a lot of people just say, because I want to be more confident. So I'm always just very cautious of saying, awesome, that's great. But do you understand that you can be confident where you are now? You don't actually have to lose 10 kilos to feel confident. If you want to do that, great. But it's not what's going to make you feel confident. Yes, it'll be a part of it. But having confidence within yourself is something you decide to do and you do. It's not by what you look like or how you dress or anything like that. Those things are factors that can obviously help you feel better about yourself. But at the end of the day, you can dress in the fanciest clothes in the world, have the best makeup, but if you still don't feel confident within yourself, then you're not confident. And I think there's a whole lot of talk out there as well as fake it till you make it, which it's like, I agree in some aspects. Like, yes, it's great to fake it until you make it, but at the same time, I feel like everyone's on their own journey. So it's like we spoke about with the highlight reel of Instagram. If you're just faking it all the time, then you're not actually learning to become confident. You're just faking it. So I think there's two sides of the coin. Yes, it's okay to act more confident than you are, because that obviously helps you feel more confident. But at the same time, everyone's on their own journey. I can guarantee half of the people you see on Instagram probably aren't as confident in real life as they look on social media. So just accepting that everyone's on their own journey. And
yes, I love that. That was so insightful. And it is like a mental thing too. It's like a mental switch in a way. Like you said, people can appear as confident on Instagram and social media and stuff, but I guess mentally they could be dealing with a lot of body issues, how others view them and all that sort of stuff. So definitely comes from within. And I guess knowing, from my experience, like I know now everyone is on their own journeys in what they want to look like, how they want to show up in the world. And there's no reason why you feel like you have to be like someone else, because you are your own unique person, and that's just a waste of time trying to be like someone else, because it makes you stand out more. And I think that's what sort of builds your confidence, is just being your own unique self and showing up as that sort of person.
Absolutely.
So,
I feel like you can listen to like so many podcasts, read so many posts about becoming confident, but until you actually make that decision that you're confident in who you are and you don't really care what other people think because you're you and you're showing up as you, then that's when you really become confident. There is tools to help you, but at the end of the day, you're just one decision away from becoming confident. You have to just decide that you feel worthy and you are you, and that's the best confidence booster of all, is just being yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that also brings up a conversation I wanted to talk to you about, I guess, in when you were going through that stage of your life where you were training, I guess, 24/7 in a way, and you lost a lot of weight. And I guess you made a post about it. I think it was maybe a couple of weeks ago on Instagram, where you showed like a photo of you from a couple of years ago to now, and just physically different, mentally different, and you just talked about like how you were feeling inside back then and how you were feeling now.
Yeah.
Can you touch on it? What was going through your mind back in those days when, I guess, would people reach out to you and say, oh my God, you're looking really good? And did that sort of build up your confidence in a way, or did that sort of, I guess,
trigger you in a way to be like, oh, maybe I still need to keep going so I can get more of that? I guess people coming at me like, yes, you look really good, and it just gave you that more motivation to look that sort of way?
Yeah, I guess back then when I was really small and I'd been through that transformation, I could say, I guess I was confident to a certain extent, because obviously I'd had this transformation, or I'd lost so much weight. I felt like I looked good and I was receiving like a lot of compliments and things. So I felt confident within myself, but I was still so insecure. And I think that's the massive thing. If you're confident but you're insecure as well, then you're never going to be fully confident, if that makes sense. Like, compared to where I was then to now, it's like I'm confident now and I've overcome those insecurities. So I'm confident. Whereas back there, I was like a fake it till you make it sort of confidence. Yeah. But I still had all these demons and insecurities at the back of my head, like not good enough, I still need to keep losing weight, all of that sort of thing. So definitely receiving those comments and stuff from other people, it was like approval of, okay, I'm doing well, I need to keep going. But yeah, it's definitely a different type of confidence. Like, looking back on it now, at the time, I was like, oh, my confidence has improved so much. But looking back on it now, it was a totally different type of confidence. It was almost like a confidence fueled from validation of others and insecurity, rather than a confidence fueled by knowing that I'm worth it and I'm me, unapologetically me. So, yeah.
Wow.
It's a big change.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you like now, I guess, confidence-wise? You obviously touched on it a little bit before, but yeah, that, I guess, shift in not having that validation from other people and it all coming from within. I guess do you feel like it's helped with your confidence in a way, like being unapologetically yourself? Do you feel like you're the most confident you've ever been?
Definitely, but I feel like it's authentic now. Like, I think throughout the journey I've been through, obviously going up and down in weight, fluctuating, going through obviously challenges with my eating and disordered eating, and seeing my body change, and at the time feeling low confidence and low self-esteem, obviously coming out the other end and feeling like I've conquered that and I'm not controlled by food or anything anymore, then that's given me the confidence within myself. So now I look back on my journey and I'm not ashamed of it. Like, this time 12 months ago, I would sit down and tell you one-on-one my journey, but I would never publicize it on social media, purely because I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing. Like, I don't want people to know what I've been through. But now I'm so proud of how far I've come, and I want to share it so people that are going through the same thing don't feel alone. I have that confidence to share it. It's definitely, like I said, it's a different type of confidence. I'm confident in myself now, what I bring to the table. And I'm me. And if people don't like, that's fine. And the people that do like me for me are the people that I have in my life. So that's where I'm at.
I love that. I love that. And what's, I guess, next for you, Brittney? What's in store for you in the next 6 to 12 months? I guess now that you've told me that you are just about to leave your part-time job and start your side hustle that's grown so much as a PT in your own house. So tell me a little bit more about that, and I guess where people can find you if they want that sort of one-on-one training.
Yes, like Ellie mentioned, I've started my own little PT business from my garage. I've got my full little setup going, and I'm about to resign from my part-time job, which is exciting, depending on when this is uploaded. But I'm resigning and I'm just going all into my business. It's grown to the point now where I have those KPIs set and I know where I'm heading and where I can be in the months coming if I obviously put my head down and work towards it. So the next step for me is, taking that leap, getting rid of my part-time job and kind of that certainty, and just going all into myself and taking that chance, which is exciting. My goals for the next 6 to 12 months would obviously be to grow my own business as much as I can. I hope to, within the next 12 months, expand to a larger location, so a double kind of garage. Then I can expand my gym and my setup to cater to more people to train, which will be super exciting. But the next 12 months for me, I think, is just creating my own business. For so long, I've worked for other people's businesses. I've learned so much, but I've also learned who I am and what I stand for. So I'm really excited to actually showcase that through my business. So if you want to find me, I have Instagram or Facebook, Brittney Mulquin for both. And you can reach out to me at any time.
Oh, I love that. That's so exciting. Brittney is a whole bubble of happiness, and she has a lot of experience under her belt, being only 20 years old. And I haven't personally trained with her, but I guess a lot of people can vouch that she knows her stuff, and she is an actual angel, and she knows it all, not it all, but she knows what she knows. But yeah, I guess one of the final questions I have is, what is your favorite quote you go to for some inspiration or to put you into a higher vibe?
That's a really good one. Wow. I guess I just love being the best version of myself. It's not really a quote, but whenever I am needing to put myself into a higher vibe, I always just think, okay, what am I doing today to become a better version of myself? So when I'm lying in bed in a shitty mood, I'm like, okay, Brittney, what are you going to do today to become a better version of yourself? And that just ignites like a spark in me. I'm like, yes, because that's obviously tied to my mission of helping other people become the best version of myself. So as soon as I say that to myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing to become a better version of me so I can help other people? So I guess that's, massive for me. The other thing I turn to for inspiration is a guy called Michael Johnson. I do a lot of personal development work with him, and he's just like a no bullcrap approach, is what it is, straight to the point, but it's just so uplifting in a way. Like it's not fluffy. It's just like, it is what it is. And it always, makes me get my crap together. But yeah, he's called Mojo Master. So you can follow him on Instagram. But yeah, he has a lot of awesome quotes and inspiration that I look to a lot.
Yeah, lovely. Oh, wow. That's so inspiring again. Thank you so much for joining me, Brittney. You have been amazing, and I've loved chatting with you. I guess where you've mentioned it before, but the listeners can just find you at your name.
Yeah, so just Brittney Mulquin on Instagram and Facebook. If you go to my Instagram, I have a link to like all my other socials and stuff. So that's the best place to find me.
Yay, amazing. All right, well, we'll wrap it up.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming on. It has been amazing. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Passionate Proof podcast. It means the absolute world to me for your support. Please hit the subscribe button and leave a 5-star review on the Apple Podcast app if any of the topics I chatted about resonated with you. If you loved this episode, please feel free to share on your stories and tag the podcast. I would be so eternally grateful. Any future guests or episode topics suggestions you would like to hear on the podcast, please send a direct message on Instagram at the Passionate Proof Podcast. Until next time, dream big and live your most authentic and passionate life.